Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. Today we're going to be going over the new Digimon TCG 2020 game and the best resources that you need. This is more geared towards those new players that are getting into it for the English release, as opposed to those guys that have been playing for a while. You probably know all this stuff, but anyone trying to get into the game brand new, I'm just trying to give you as much resources as possible, getting you ready to play this game when the physical cards release. Let's get into this. I want to say, if you find this video informative, helpful at all, please like it, as well as subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit that 1,000 mark. We're almost there, and sharing any kind of content to other players so that way they can know about this game, because we need this game to grow and succeed. We're right at the cusp of launch, and we need as many people as we can if we want this game to succeed and grow and thrive, right? So we need as many people in this as possible, and in a video like this, to give them as much of an edge as possible could help really get this game going. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right in here, and we're gonna go to the number one thing. You see this posted everywhere, on forums, on Facebook. This is probably the one most important site out there currently, and the reason for that is what this provides for us as English players is when a new card gets announced in Japan, they come over here and they convert it into the English versions, right? So you can click on all these pictures and boom, it shows you the full card and what it looks like in English, right? So that's pretty awesome. Cannot complain there. It looks just absolutely gorgeous. This whole game is designed, the card design is just phenomenal. I'm loving it. So we get all the information on the side here, but that's the same information that's over here. Maybe if this is a little hard to read, this might be a little bit easier for you, so that way you know what's going on. I'm not going to explain how to play the game. If you want for me to explain how the game is played, put it in the comments below and let me know, and I'll make a video for that. There's just lots of other content creators out there that have already done it, so I wanted to provide something a little different for you guys. So pretty great there, but we're not going over just this site, mind you. I want to show you all the different ways currently that you can play online. Since we don't have these cards physically in hand yet, we need to find a way to play, right? So, and then we're going to get to that. And I want to back out of that. I'm going to hit this X here, and it's going to put us back to this screen. This is pretty much everything you see is all fan-made. Everything I'm going to be showing you today is fan-made. We have nothing official yet, so it is because of these guys that we're able to do this. So definitely show them support when you can. So what I did was I clicked on the booster set right here, right? This is the Thai one. We got Matt and TK, and I'm going to refer to them as their English names, because if you're just now getting to this game on the English release, it's probably because you're an old school Digimon fan, I would imagine. And so you know them by their English names, I would imagine. But yeah, so let's look over here. This is the very first booster set that was ever released. We're going to click on that. We're just going to left click on it. And what that is going to do is going to pull up all the cards that are available in that booster pack. Mind you, this is the Japanese pack, and so the first 2 packs for the English release are going to be combining the first 3 packs for Japan, and I think they said after that, then basically they're just going to do basically almost a simul release for all future booster packs after that, which is pretty awesome. Usually Japanese and English releases are like staggered, like 2-3 months, and apparently their goal is for that not to be the case with this game, which is great news. So yeah, we got all these cards here. Shows us what they all look like, and yeah, and also a lot of people don't notice this, but you can actually adjust these sizes. So like for this video here, I can actually zoom in, and boom, you guys can see all this stuff. I can hover it over it without even having to really click on it. I mean, granted, it depends on the size of your screen, but what's really great about this is I use this on my phone a lot whenever I'm just like thinking up ideas for decks, and on my phone I really need to zoom in, and having this tool on my phone is just phenomenal, right? I am going to zoom it back out a little bit though. And again, just hit the X there, boom, takes us right back out. But say you're working on a deck, right? And you're like, okay, I need to know about all the different red cards. So I type in red, boom, everything red just comes up. Why that's there, I'm not really sure. But yeah, so great for helping you build a deck. I guess there are some bugs there that I'm not aware of. And like it says, try Agumon, right? So say we need to find all the different Agumons that are available in the game. Type it in, boom, it just pulls it right up. We got a couple extras. Oh, I guess it is technically in there, so that makes sense. Okay. And boom, it pulls up all the different Agumons for us that are available in the game. Great stuff for deck building. And so what do I mean by deck building, right? So boom, deck builder available. And it pulls it right up. So if we want to build a deck, right, we just click on it, boom, it adds it there. We need we want a couple different ones. There's a max that you can only have 4, right, of one card in your deck, and that's card, not name. So this is 2 separate cards, right? Or I guess this is actually alternate art, so you actually can't do that. But so let's do that. So yeah, it's actually the same card. If you'll look right here, BT111. So that just shows you that there are different cards here. I think there is, where is he? This one? Yeah. So this is ST1. So this is like starter deck, structure deck 1, right? And this is the 3rd card in that structure deck, that starter deck that you bought, or probably will buy at some point. And then BT1, that is the very first set that was released, right? And so we can have 4 of all of these guys here. And if you want me to give you like general deck building strategies, maybe not like an exact deck, I can always show you decks I've built later on. But if you want just like general theory on like ratios, that sort of thing, put in the comments section below, and I'll go over that as well. But I don't want to take too long on this. We've got lots of other stuff to go through, and so I'm just removing these. I'm taking them all the way back down to 0, and it just takes them right back off. You can export stuff. You can import as well. So we'll come over here to decks. Look, community decks, right? So these are all decks that people built and saved, and so other people can go in and check them out. We can go and look at tournament decks. First, this guy right here, he got first with this deck. So look, we can go in and we can edit it, and so take it as our own, or we can just view it, which is cool, and it'll load in everything that he used. I believe we can make it full cards. There we go. So look, boom, you can see nice big series. Like, oh, I don't know that name. If it's all stacked up like that, the small cards, I don't know what any of these guys do. Well, boom, full cards. Also with the number out to the side, so you can see how many of each of them that they use. So that's super cool. And same thing with the edit that I showed you. You can actually go in there and edit these decks. Like, okay, I like this deck, but I wouldn't run, I don't want 4 Tentamon. I want like 2 Tentamon and then 4 of this Mushroom Mon. Or, I don't want any Tentamon at all. I'll take that out. I'm going to go add in a whole nother green rookie. You can do that. And then you can come in here, you type in whatever, and then boom, you hit the save button. Now you got a deck ready. As well as you can export it, which is super awesome. And that's for Tabletop Simulator. So I'm going to just go ahead and copy this for later. So we'll have it, and TTS is Tabletop Simulator right there, and I just hit the export button, and we're just going to close that out, and that's pretty much what we're going to be done with for this one here. I want to close out of that. Let's go back to the library. Just nice page open right there for you. So that's all the different cards that are in the game. Also the promos as well, which is pretty cool. Oh, and the rule book. I've already read over the rule book. Nice. Short and sweet, to the point, very simple. Now there are some more extra things that you'll see later on, but less important. Well, it's important, but less crucial to learning the game. All right. From here, I want to move on to our next topic of important things, though. All right, and that's going to be the Facebook group, and that's not just one, but there are several Facebook groups This is the big main one. This is the group here, which is the Digimon Card Game TCG, and this is just a mix of everyone. We got Japanese players in here. You know, we've got all around the world. Everyone is all combined in one big massive group here, and it's growing. I think it's gone up 2,000 members in a week. So it's rapidly growing. Ever since the English release, this game is just taking off. And so you got people just asking questions. You know, how does Vengeance work with security types, and things like that. You know, people will post other helpful videos that they've made that'll help out the game. People looking for pre-orders for the November release. Just all kinds of helpful stuff. I've posted questions on here before. You know, people post stuff all the time. Great source of information if you're just looking, as well as if you just have a question. Great place to go to get help. Just pretty awesome. Look, that was a notification right there for someone needing advice. All right, so let's jump over to our first game that we're going to try out, right? I want to save that one there. Let's jump into Octagon. So this is one of the three that I'm going to cover. It's one of the two most widely suggested. I would say it's either the second best or the third best, depending on how you look at it. And I'll cover what I mean by that in a little while. So you can just download this. I'll have a link in the description below for the original video of the developer, the guy that made all these add-ons and stuff, and he'll walk you through of how to install Octagon and then how to install the Digimon add-on that goes into this, right? And then you'll just make your account, you'll sign in. Pretty easy stuff here. And I'm going to go right in here to the deck editor. If you have other games downloaded, you already know about Octagon. When you click that button there, that deck editor, it's going to pull up multiples, right? And then you're just going to click the Digimon one, right? But since Digimon is all I have on here, it brings it right up for me. So you can click these guys. For some reason, I'm having issues with the art loading. I downloaded the art pack, but that's kind of one of my my complaints is they're not really loading like they should be. Gilmon is kind of the only one that there's a couple others in there, but there is a pack that actually loads the physical cards, right? But yeah, so we just come in here and you start clicking and dragging, right? It's kind of neat. You got Digimon here, but then also the Digitama, so it's organized like that. So I can grab one of these guys and then drag it down to my Digitama deck, which is pretty awesome. I can just keep building that. I'm just grabbing random stuff. This is not a real deck by any means. So I'm just, grabbing. And then we're just going to build us up a deck, right? And then once we have that, then we can save the deck. And then we'll show, once I get this done, I'll go ahead and show you how the game is actually played in this. Alright, so I got my deck built here. I went in, I hit save as. I'm just going to hit save again on that. So we got a 50-card deck, right, and a 5-card Digitama deck here. A lot of random stuff. I just put in a bunch of red stuff after I was clicking there. It says 55 in total, which is that is correct because of what we have there. And so we're going to go into player spectate. So we're just going to hit start. We're just going to create a room there. Not a big deal. This is just for testing purposes, and for this, got no spectators, so we don't have just random people coming in. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And so this is what we're going to look like here. So I'm going to go with game. I'm going to go ahead and load my deck that I made. There's that test one I just made. And it loads it right in there for us. All right, so there's our deck there, our Digitama deck. This will be our trash, I believe. And then this is our security type. So we can have another player join in if in that screen there where the play button was. But we're just going to go ahead and hit setup game here. And there we go. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. That is terribly tiny for you guys. I guess I could just make it full screen. There we go. Alright, so you can hover over the cards, and those card arts did load. I think it was just, maybe it wasn't all of the current cards that have released. They didn't have all the artworks just yet up. You notice that that War Growlmon is a little blurry there. But the rest of them all look good. We can all see the nice effects there. We got our security over here, right? I think this is a oh, that's our security there. I thought it was representing our hand. There's our deck. There's our Digitama, right? And didn't like Bergermon, apparently. All right, so and we got our counter here, so we can move this around, right? We basically have kind of control. It's just wherever you want to put it. So we go first, right? We're going to flip over our Digitama. We got our Koromon here. We got to draw our card then, right? War Greymon. So we got nothing to work with, right? So we could just hard play a card if we wanted to, you know, whatever. Wow, that's a 6 cost for a 4. That's brutal. And so say we do this. I mean, this is definitely probably not the optimal thing here. Also, my deck is not built accordingly. So we played that 4. Again, I'm not going to show you how to play. And then we'll pass it over to our opponent. Our opponent goes, you know, they do their whole shenanigans. Back to our turn. You know, they give us, you know, say they give us 2 there to work with. We're just going to go ahead and draw our card. Another Bergermon. I don't know why one Bergermon worked and the other one didn't. Just double click in here to help draw. Just for, see, I don't know, some of it just doesn't like me. Alright, so there's our tamers. So we can just drag our tamers out. You know. Okay, I'm just going to go off because it does, clearly I built a bad deck for test purposes. So say we evolved right there, right? Or digivolved. And then we got that. We're going to highlight all of that. We can move them out of the raising area just like that. So say we got just this one. I'm zooming in and out there. Double click, which will tap it, and then you know you can you know, declare who you're attacking to. So say I want to, you know, type in chat with whatever random player I'm playing against, like, you know, attack security, or let's see, attack, you know, the enemy Bergermon. You know, whatever works, you know, however you want to do it. Things like that. So all in all, you know, it's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. You know, you have pretty good control of your cards here. You know, you can move them around. Clearly missing some stuff here. I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad file I downloaded. I got to re-download the artwork because that's pretty crucial to have that updated. But unfortunately, with this is you have to update this constantly to get your cards as well as your opponents. The next app I'm going to show you. It's better than this one, so we're gonna use. But I want to point out this is also free. Okay, the next one is not free, but there's nice ways to work around that, which is pretty cool. So as a free version that, you know, updates pretty fast, so far as of, you know, September 2020. Not a bad one, okay? It just does have its kinks. It's not quite as easy to use, I would say, as other things. A little more involved, making the decks is a little bit more of a pain, that sort of thing. But Tabletop Simulator is in Steam, right? It goes on sale constantly. I think normally it's like 15 bucks. But the Steam summer sales, the Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday, Christmas holiday, I mean, literally any chance, any reason. I mean, you know, oh, the sun was, you know, 2 minutes later than it was yesterday. We're going to have a Steam sale sort of thing, right? And so they'll put this on sale all the time. 50% off. I got mine for 80% off. It was literally like $2 whenever I got my copy of Tabletop Simulator. So not a bad price at all. If you're looking to get into the physical card game, you literally could spend more money on one booster pack than getting this. And basically, once you get this, you get everything. You get all the cards everywhere. It's wonderful, right? So I'm launching the game here. Pretty simple stuff. Let's go ahead and create. I'm going to go to a single player game. I'm going to go down to my workshop. Don't mind all this other stuff. I do play a little bit of 40K, or at least I used to, on here. But right here is the Digimon Card Game. So what I did is in the Steam page, right? All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go up to the library. I'm on my Tabletop Simulator there, and I'm just going to go over to the Steam Workshop. Visit the workshop here, and we're just going to type in Digimon TCG, right? And it's going to pull up a bunch of stuff. I believe this is the Japanese version right here that they update regularly. There's some other ones in here as well. I believe these are kind of more knockoffs, but this is the main one that we want, right? the TCG 2020 English. That's what we want. And you're going to come in here and you're going to hit subscribe right there, and boom, you'll have it. So then when you come into your actual Tabletop Simulator, you just come here, click load, and it's going to pull open the full game, right? I say full game. We only have the first booster pack in here. You can use these cards that are available, right, to build you a deck. However, I don't really recommend it. One, your opponent can just see. Well, I guess you can come in here on your own time, and I'll show you how. What you do is you could just like say you build your deck, right? And I'm just gonna pull out a sample one here. It's like, all right, I pulled out all the cards I wanted from both of these guys here, and boom. All right, that's my deck and my Digitama deck. I'm gonna right click here and I want to save object. So I want to put, just because I want it at the top of my list, a Digimon test deck. So boom, all right. And so then every time I come into a game, right, I'm here to play with my friends, right, load in. It's like, all right, let's go ahead and play our game. I'm going to go to my saved objects here, and boom, there's the one I saved. And I'm going to drag it out. Don't mind all this other stuff. That's for other games that I've played on Tabletop Simulator. And boom, pulls out my deck, ready to go. I will say that I think you want to flip these guys face down. So if I hit F, right, it flips them up. I think you can also, pretty sure, yeah, there it is. The flip button, if you want to right click. Or if you, once eventually, you'll just kind of learn the keys buttons. But hit F. You want to flip that down before you save it, because if you drag it out and your cards are showing, you're like, oh, well, boom, I just gave away to my opponent what I'm playing. So make sure you save those face down. And so I just click that, hold the left click until it picks up the whole deck, and then move that over. All right, and so I want to draw my card, so I click real quick and drag, and then drag this down here. Now it's in my hand. Flip that over, and then my opponent can't see what I've got. Okay, so also you might want to shuffle that, because I don't think this is shuffled. Oh, shuffle right on top. All right, I believe S. No, S doesn't do it. One of the key bindings as well. Oh, there it is. The R button will shuffle it for you. All right, mouse wheel will turn it. So, game starts, you know, you pull open your first Digitama there, you know, you draw your card for turn, and so I want to, like, evolve it. I just go drag it down there. Say I want to pull it out of my starter area. I highlight it all, so I click and drag, right? So then everything that's underneath the drag, you know, gets selected. So then I can, well, you don't want to do it that way, but, you know, you could, you know, tap, and then tap, just mouse wheel. I'm being really loose with it. You know, you can be very precise and exact, so that way, you know, you're not really messing things up too bad. Pull open a card over here. You know, set up your security. Very, very nice. You know, easy going. You can hit these the pluses and the minuses. It's like, okay, that cost me like, you know, 7 or whatever memory. Or you can just click and drag it. I like to click and drag over the little plus and minus. It's a lot faster that way. Again, though, this is just literally pretending it's a real-life thing. So if I want to grab this and throw it across the room, I can. Now, not a good idea, but you can do it. Also, sometimes people will hit buttons that they shouldn't, as like this flip button. This flip button is dangerous. It literally flips this whole table. Right, and I'm right-clicking to rotate my camera, as well as I'm moving around with my WASD buttons. So you're going to come up here to your notebook, right, and we got my deck, and then I'm going to Control-V, paste that exported deck from earlier, and then we're going to save that, right? All right, so I got my test there. We're going to go ahead and just exit out of that, and then come down here to the import deck, and boom, there's that deck that we saved earlier, right? I'm going to come over here. I'm actually going to highlight all this, hit delete, and boom, it's gone. Delete that out of my hand. We're playing with this new deck here. Oh, only one card. Hold to click. There we go. I'm going to right-click here. If you notice, it says 55, right? That's because our Digitama are in there. So we're going to pull those out. And yeah, it just pulls it straight out of there, which is super cool. Oh, I do not like how it's all shuffled around like that. Ugh. All right. And then we're going to flip those. Like I said earlier, probably pretty important that you flip it. And then we're going to just highlight them both, right-click, and then we're going to save the object. So this is our test green deck. And then boom, it's saved. So delete that. Anytime you come in here, you know, you're like I said, you're just here to play a random match with your friends. You did all this deck building, you know, on your own time. You know, when we're just at home by yourself, killing time. You built this deck on Digimon Card Dev, and so you came in here and now you're saved objects. Alright, so test green, there we go. Drag that out, boom, we're ready to go. Oh, delete that, that's from earlier. Just set this up. It's important to hold and click and then drag. Alright, boom, we're ready to go. So literally just opening the app and then hitting objects, pulling in your deck that you made, you know, in your own spare time. Your buddy comes in here, he can join your game. You know, you can set up a room so that way, you know, he can come in and join you as well. There's guides on how to use Tabletop Simulator if you don't know how the basic. It's super simple and straightforward. But yeah, so that's how that works. And then boom, you just start playing. All right, the very final one, I'm going to head and back out of here. The very final way to play, and the final thing I want to show you is arguably the best, but arguably the worst. The reason I say that is, as of right now, okay, September 2020, like I said, this game is still being developed. This is the Digimon Card Game application. It's made by a bit nerd. I'll link in the description below for this as well, how to download this. This is just an app for your Windows that this guy built. You can also get it on Android as well. It's a little finicky just because it's a lot smaller and it's not necessarily built for phones. It's built for the computer. You just can also play it on your phone. You know, it's just a lot smaller. So you can come in here and boom, it's just super simple. Let's just go, I'm just gonna test, right? Simple, quick things here. Just picking a red deck. We're gonna pick Ty. Blue deck here. I've already gone over this before, and I reviewed this whole game. If you want to check out that video, I go in depth with it. But look how great this one is. It's so nice and smooth. Everything just does it for you, right? They are currently building a online PvP mode because it's not available yet, as well as they don't have all the cards available. Currently, I believe they're just using the starter decks and actively putting in all the green cards for the next update that's going to come out. But I think once this game gets caught up on cards and the PvP function gets put in, this will blow all the other ones out of the water. Because how great is this? It just dealt my hand for me. I scroll over the cards and it does it there. Put my Digitama there, you know. So I'm going to click here, and it pulls out the Digitama for me. If I want to, I don't have any, oh, I do have a rookie. So if I want to play this rookie, right, I just drag it down there. That's not what I wanted to do. If you drag it carefully and put it on top of the card, then it'll just digivolve it. It played it straight from my hand as a cost 3, which is kind of lame. So you can do computer versus AI. I'm just going to drag that guy down as a counter, so I can literally play as both people, which is pretty cool. Oh, right, because I gave them so much to work with. My bad. I'll pop open another one. Again, not showing you how to play or anything like that. But, all right, let's try this again. We're going to drag this guy out of our hand. If my mouse would work. Oh, right. So we're in the hatching phase, right? It says it on the top there, which helps. Click the picture there to end the hatching phase. All right, we're going to come down here, and boom, we're going to digivolve. It draws our card for us. You know, it does it all. How great is that? Underneath, it shows, you know, what's everything that they have. Let's digivolve here, our level 4. onto our card, draws our card for us again. We want to attack now. So I click my card and then I can just drag. Do I want to attack these guys? Well, I can't attack those. There's, whatever. Just drag it over. Boom, cool. Animation, does all this stuff. It's boom, activated the effect automatically. Super cool stuff, right? Such a fluid version. Again, we don't have the online PvP yet. There isn't the all the cards aren't available yet. I think once we get to that point, we start building our crazy decks. I think this, at least until the PvP comes, is a great way to build a custom deck just to test out against the AI, just to see how it performs, if your ratios are working out like you wanted it. I think it'll be a great addition to all the different options. Currently, Tabletop Simulator, if you couldn't tell, is by far the best. You can build your decks on DigimonCard.dev, import them into Tabletop Simulator, just drag them out and then go right into a game. Super fast, super easy. The only thing, it's a bummer, is it doesn't track, it doesn't, do it all kind of for you, which, maybe you like, maybe you don't like. As a video game, this is probably the best you're going to get, because, it's so much faster. If I'm having to click, all these different things in Tabletop Simulator, where I want, pinging, attack this, let me click my card and scroll my mouse wheel so it, taps it or whatever. This is just, boom, 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 boom. You're flying through your matches a lot faster in this, as opposed to Tabletop Simulator, which there's just so many nuances to playing a computer game like that, where you actually have to physically move everything very, very, slowly and meticulously, as opposed to this, which is a lot faster. But until we get a better version of this, we're going to be playing on Tabletop Simulator. That's going to be basically your best option for now. Learning the game, playing with other people, and just having fun. Learn the game as best you can using these resources, so when the physical cards come out, you'll be ready. Speaking of physical cards, I do want to go back to the Facebook group one more time here. The Files tab, right? They have all the different PDFs and everything. They have the physical cards for you to print out, right? All right, so there we go. I've got a WordPad pulled up here, so I can just print off all these cards and then cut them out. Use cardstock, whatever. If you just want to put them on regular paper and then throw them into some card sleeves, so then because it's just testing. I mean, these are literally proxies. And I've got this is the red starter deck pulled up, by the way, and you can just play with the proxies until the physical cards come out. So that way, when they hit, you'll be ready. You'll actually, go have that muscle memory down physically to just go right into it, and you'll already know what kind of deck you want to build, what cards you need to go after, buy online or trade with your friends or whatever. You'll know exactly what you're looking for. And just be ready to go. I mean, you'll literally already have the sleeves in hand to start sleeving up your deck and playing day one. So pretty awesome that people have just done all this stuff. What an amazing community. Just definitely give back as much as you can to these guys. They're phenomenal. I hope you liked this video and it was informative. I know it kind of ran a little long, but I wanted to make sure you had everything available. If you want to see more videos like this, more videos covering Digimon, deck build ideas, or deck theory ideas, anything like that, or even live games, TCG player or TCG player. Yeah, not there yet, but Tabletop Simulator games or physical games when the card game actually drops, let me know. Put it in the description or put it in the comments below. I'm getting tongue-tied. It's a long video. And then let me know. And then if it's popular enough, then I'll continue on with this for you guys. All right. With that, though, I'll see you next time.